Assalamu alaikum students. How are you all doing today? I hope you all are doing good. So I welcome you all to another lesson, and this is going to be our English language class. But before we begin, as I always ask you, are you all taking care of yourself and you are following all the necessary SOPs to fight the COVID-19 virus? Very good. I hope you all are. And I hope you all are enjoying all the lessons that we have had so far. And you are actually practicing all those exercises and you are learning the definitions and you are focusing on your studies. Even if you are staying back home, you should not neglect your studies and you should focus on them. Okay, so the topic for today that we have chosen is tenses and translations. Okay, and today we will be doing present indefinite tense. Now, before I begin the translation for present indefinite tense, first of all, the most important thing that I need to ask you people is what is present indefinite tense? Do you know what is a present indefinite tense or what we commonly call the simple present tense? Do you all know what is that? Let's see what it is. So, what is a tense first of all? Can you tell me what is a tense? Does anybody have any idea what is a tense? Can you people tell me? Come on, start thinking. Yes, it's written over there. What is a tense? A tense denotes the time of an action or event. It describes when the work is done. So basically, a tense is actually telling you when a certain thing is occurring or when a certain action is taking place. Okay, whether it is happening in the present, that means whether it is happening right now, or whether that has happened in the past, that means it's a past tense. Okay, or will that happen in the future, that means do we expect that something will happen in the future or do we hope that something will be happening in the future, so that will be or shall be happening towards the future tense. Okay, so there are basically three types of tenses: the simple present tense, simple past tense, and the future tense, and then we have different forms of them. So today we are doing the present indefinite tense. Now what is a present tense? Let's read it out. The present tense is a grammatical term used for verbs that describe actions happening right now or that happen continually in the present, like every day, every week, or every month. So basically, a present tense is actually used to tell about something that is happening in the present, that is happening right now. Okay, or it can be about something that happens every day or every week or every month. That means something that does not change, that is a regular event. Okay, so we can use a present tense for those things as well. We can use a present tense for describing an action in the present as well, and definitely it is used to state the facts and the true facts about the world also. Okay, so let's see the uses. First of all, we'll discuss the uses of present tense, that when do we use a simple present tense. Now the first thing that we have here is the habit. So a simple present tense is used to describe habits. Okay, now how is it used to describe habits? Let's see. I always drink coffee at work. She gets up at 7 a.m. every day. They usually eat dinner at home. So these are actually habits, and that is something that happens continuously. It doesn't change every day. So to describe something that happens every day, we use a simple present tense. Now, similarly, if you see at this orange circle here, true in the present. Now, simple present tense is also used to describe something that is true in the present. That means something that is actually the truth. Okay, so let's see, look at the examples. He works on Wall Street. So definitely he's not working for a day or two or three. He works there. It's any person who's working there. So we can say, okay, Ali works there or he works there. So that is always described in a present tense. She is 60 years old. So she is 60 years old. She's not 61. She's not 59. She is 60 years old. So this is the true thing. So we will always describe it in a present tense. We live in New York. So if I will say I live in Karachi. So I will use a present tense here again. Okay. Now look at this one in the triangle. Present tense is also used for general facts and truth. As I told you, something that is true and something that is a fact actually, that does not change, we always use a present tense to describe it. Like the earth is not flat, the sun rises in the east, water boils at 100 degrees centigrade. So all these are facts, they do not change. So we will always describe them using a present tense, a simple indefinite present tense. Okay. Or a present tense is also used to describe future timetables or schedules. Okay. My train arrives tomorrow. Okay. Now for future, we can also use my train will arrive tomorrow. But if I put a will here, then this will become the future tense. Okay. But right now, because I'm not using a will here, I'm only writing my train. Look, my train arrives tomorrow. So this arrives is showing a present tense. Okay. But it is talking about the future. So a present tense can also tell something that will happen in the future about a timetable or a schedule. Okay. We fly to Paris on Monday. Classes begin next week. So fly, begin, arrives, all of these are my present tenses. Okay. So you all understand when a present tense is used to describe habits, to describe the truths, to describe the general facts that do not change, and to describe the future timetables or schedules. Okay. So let's move on. Now, if I'm making a sentence in simple present tense, what are the rules that I will follow, or how will I make that sentence? Let's look at this example. First, I will follow this purple one. Okay, so look at this purple example here. This is John. He plays football. Okay, this is my first sentence. That is John plays football. Now, John is my singular subject. My subject is singular. When I am talking about one person or one thing, singular thing, then what will I do? I will take the first form of verb. What is the first form of verb? Play, eat, drink, run. Okay. So these are the first forms of verbs, and I will put an S or an ES with it. Okay. Subject plus first form of verb plus S plus ES and plus the object. My object is the football here. Okay. So my person was singular. So I'll say John plays. I will put an S here because my subject is singular. The thing I'm talking about is singular. And then in the last, I'll put my object. Okay. Understood for a singular subject. Now, look at the pink one. This pink arrow here, it shows that there are two children now. They are John and Sean. So now this is a plural subject. That means I have two boys. I'm talking about two things. Plural. Remember, plural is two or more than two. So when I have two people, then I will use the first form of verb without an S or ES. See the difference in both these sentences is that the subject has changed. Here it was singular, now here it is plural, and in the plural form only the first form of verb is used without an S or ES. Okay, when I have a singular subject, I put an S and ES with the first form of verb, but when I have a plural subject, then I only use the first form of verb with my object. Okay, so it becomes John and Sean play football. Okay, the only difference in this sentence is this S. Here the subject is singular, so I put an S. Here the subject is plural, so I don't put the S or the ES here. Okay, is this understood? Let's move on. So rules for present indefinite tense. What are the rules? As I told you, that we use the first form of verb or the first form plus S or ES. And when do I use it? When I have my singular subject. And there is no helping verb used. Okay. For example, he writes a letter. So write is my first form, and because he is a singular person, so I'm using an S here. They play cricket. Now they is definitely two or more than two people, so I put the first form of verb without the S or ES. Okay, now I eat my dinner. Now the exception is this, that when I put I, although I is singular, but with I will put the first form of verb without S and ES. Okay, so you have to be very careful when you are making sentences in present indefinite tense. Let's look. Now, when I'm making a positive sentence, what is a positive sentence? That does not have a no in it. Okay, a positive, a simple positive sentence. So these are the rules. If it's he, she, or it, then I will put what? The first form of verb plus S, ES, or IES. Okay. If it's a he starts, she starts, it starts. Okay. Getting my point? He starts the dinner, she starts the dinner, It starts eating. So starts, I'm going to put an S, the first form of verb with the S. But if it's I, you, now I and you, this can be singular, but with this I will have start only. I will not put an S or ES. Similarly with we, you, and they, I have only start. First form of verb without the S, the ES, or the IES. Now look at this example. She starts new diet, only an S. Okay, she starts new diet. And the example, you start new diet. Now with you, I will not put an S. Okay, when it's you, I don't put an S. When it's I don't put an S or an ES. When it's we, you, or they, I don't put an S, ES, or IES with the first form of verb. It only comes when there is a name of a person or it's he, she, or it in a positive sentence. Okay, let's move on. So now if I'm making a negative sentence, a negative sentence is that has a no in it. Okay, does not, do not. So when I'm making a negative sentence, he, she, or it always has a does not. Okay, and I, you, we, you, and they will have a do not. The es from the does will not come here. It will only be does not becomes doesn't and do not becomes don't. Okay, you know this, right? So look at the example. She does not or she doesn't start new diet, and you do not or you don't start new diet. Okay, getting it? Now if I'm making a question, okay, in a simple present tense, so I will put a, now here I had a does, here I'll put does in the beginning. So does, and then he, she, or it, and then the first form of verb. Similarly, do, I, you, we, you, they, and the first form of verb. Let's look at this example. Now, she starts new diet. Does she start new diet? So the does comes here and the S goes away from here. Okay, it will not be does she starts new diet. No, does she start? Now see here, the form of verb does not have an S or ES. Okay, it does not have it. Similarly, you start new diet. Do you start new diet? So do and start, both of them does not have an S or an ES added to it if I'm using I, you, we, or they. Okay, got it? Do you all understand how we make positive, negative, and questions with simple present tense? Let's move on. Okay, so let's look at these examples. The number one is, I play every Tuesday. Now, because it's I, so I will not put S or ES here. It will be I play every Tuesday. Now, my mother cooks food. Now, as I told you, if it's a name of a person or it's he, she, it, then there's always an S or an ES. So, my mother cooks food. We go to school. Now with we, there is no S or ES. I will only put the first form, that is go. We go to school. Now Ali prays 5 times a day. Now Ali is the name of a person. So with Ali, I will put an S here. Okay. Ali prays. He watches television. Again, because it's he, so I will put an S or an ES. That is, he watches television. You wash the dishes. So you, with you, I don't put an S and ES. So you wash the dishes. So if you go through these sentences, you will very clearly understand that where I have to put an S and ES with the first form of verb and where I will not put it. Okay, got it? Is it understood? So now let's see how to translate Urdu sentences into English. Okay. So it's a very simple sentence here. मैं अपने भाई से प्यार करता हूँ. Now, first of all, when you are doing the translations, make sure that you know the exact translation of the words in the sentence. Okay. If you don't know, find it in the dictionary, Google it. You can always find it. It's very easy nowadays. But know the exact term. Learn the terms. Learn the common terms. Like the common terms that we use, you should know their English translations. The Urdu words have, all Urdu words have the particular English terms that are used instead of them when we translate. So put the correct term. Okay. Now if I'm saying मैं अपने भाई से प्यार करता हूँ, I love my brother. Okay, it cannot be I like my brother because मैं अपने भाई को पसंद नहीं करता हूँ, मैं अपने भाई से प्यार करता हूँ. Okay, so it will be I love my brother. Number 2, मैं तैरना जानता हूँ. Now तैरना, okay, तैरना is swim. So I will use the exact term swim. I cannot say I don't know, I will not drown or anything like that. No, I should know the exact term for तैरना, that is swim. So it will be I know how to swim. Similarly, हम हर रोज अखबार पढ़ते हैं. So akhbar is newspaper. Now don't call an akhbar a magazine. Akhbar is not a magazine. Make sure you know the correct terms. The translation will be, we read the newspaper daily. Now daily is here used because I'm putting a har roz here. Har roz will be translated into daily. Nasima हमेशा सच बोलती है. So Nasima always speaks the truth. Because I have a hamesha, so the hamesha will be translated into always. Speaks, bolti, and truth is such. Okay. Now you cannot say Nasima is always saying true. No, truth. Because you have to use the correct form. Okay. So make sure when you are translating with the correct terms. You are using the correct translating terms. Okay. Let's move on. Now let's look at some more translations. वो नमाज पढ़ती है, she says prayers. Okay, अगर मैंने लिखा होता वो अपनी नमाज पढ़ती है, then I would say she says her prayers. लेकिन अपनी नहीं है, so I will say she says prayers only. सूरज मशरिक से निकलता है. Now this is the truth, so it is always written in present indefinite tense. The sun rises in the east. वो बैडमिंटन खेलना पसंद करता है. Pasand, now here I have pasand, so I will translate it into like. I will not say he loves to play badminton, but I will say he likes to play badminton. वो वहां नहीं जाता. Okay, this is now a negative sentence. So he does not go there. I will not write he do not go there because with he I always put does. So he does not go there. वो फिल्मों में काम करता है. He works in the movies. Okay. क्या तुम असलम को जानते हो? Now this is my question form or the interrogative form. So do you know Aslam? Right? Why? Because I'm using a do, because there is I have only single person. क्या ये सड़क अस्पताल जाती है? Does this road go to the hospital? Now you have to translate with the correct words. Okay, make sure you always use the correct terms when you are translating. Again, I would repeat, make sure you are saying, I cannot say namaz fast. Namaz is prayers, so namaz prayers में translate होगी, रोजा fast में translate होगा. Getting my point? Mashriq, Mashriq is east, so I cannot write west in the translation. Make sure with these small terms that you are using them correctly. Okay? So now try these. Let's try these. मैं बाजार जाता हूँ. What? How will I translate this? Can you translate it for me? Try it. Come on. मैं बाजार जाता हूँ. What is a bazaar? A bazaar is a market. So मैं बाजार जाता हूँ. I go to market. Okay. किसान हल चलाता है. What is हल? हल. हल is a plow. So the farmer plows. अगर मैं ये कहती किसान जमीन पे हल चलाता है, then I will say the farmer plows the land. लेकिन मैंने land क्यों नहीं यूज करा? Because मैंने यहाँ जमीन को या खेत कहीं नहीं लिखा हुआ है. ठीक है, मैंने सिर्फ लिखा है I've only written किसान हल चलाता है. So the farmer plows. Getting it? परिंदे हवा में उड़ते हैं. So the birds fly in the air. Yeah, the birds are flying in the air. But you can say the birds fly in the air. हम गाना गाते हैं. We sing a song. हम गाना, एक गाने की बात हो रही है. We sing a song. Okay. वो कपड़े धोती है. She washes the clothes. Okay. वो कपड़े धोती है बस. She washes the clothes. कितने धोती है? We don't know that. So she washes the clothes. So I hope that I have made the translations clear for you, and I hope you have understood the present indefinite tense, what is it, and how to translate it from Urdu to English. It's very simple. All you have to do is, first of all, you should know that what comes with what. If it's he, she, or it, then you're always using the first form of verb with the s or the es when you are making a sentence. Okay. Similarly, when you are making a negative sentence, then you will make it does not. Okay, she does not, he does not, like that. Similarly, when you are making it a question, so does will come in the beginning, but the form of verb will not have an s or es with it. Getting it? Now when you are using the for plural form, so there is no s and es with the first form of verb. Okay, got it? So go through the lecture again, try sentences at home, make them, translate them, and try to translate all these sentences that I have given you in Urdu by yourself also. Okay, write them on a piece of paper, translate them, and see if you can do it or not, and check your answers with me. Okay, if there's anything that is not understood, please, as I always say, give me your comments in the Google classroom comments box, and I will definitely reply you. And I hope that you will do good on all the dictations and the quizzes. Best of luck. Take care of yourself, students, and stay happy and protect yourself and help all your parents and everybody around you. Allah Hafiz.